marshmallows. I ran into the Kroger up the street for my lunch hour, and it was getting crowded. People stocking up on stuff. Yeah, so they're listening to you.
You get some peanut butter and jelly too to go along with that bread. You need your peanut butter and jelly.
This is all going to melt pretty quickly though once it comes, right?
And that's part of the problem too, I think, Russ, because opposed to 3 years ago when we were cold for a week and then the snow fell and then it turned cold and stayed with us. When this snow falls, especially in the middle part of the state, initially it's going to melt. And temperatures are going to be just a little bit above freezing as the snow is falling. And then as we get into evening tomorrow, those temperatures are going to be dropping below freezing. So I think that's the bigger problem, is that where the snow falls, it melts, and where it's still on the road and refreezes, that's when we get this sheet of ice starting to develop. All right, let's show you what's going on across the area. The moisture now is starting to come from a weak upper low that's coming across El Paso. Look how fast clouds spread across Texas just in the last few hours. That moisture now moving toward the Mississippi River. Overnight, that moisture is going to rapidly, you can see it just flying eastward. So this is moisture coming in at 10,000 feet to, say, 25,000 feet above the cold air, which is rapidly pushing on in the middle part of the state right now. A little bit of rain has developed out ahead of the front, but we're more concerned about what develops along the front or behind the front and then starts moving eastward as we go through the afternoon hours tomorrow. So let's look at that hour by hour. We start at 6 o'clock in the morning, and initially, computer has some snow developing in the cold air across far north and northwest Georgia. At the same time, once we get past 10 or 11 o'clock, we have some mixture down here in pink and some snow from Macon, south of Eatonton, over toward Augusta. As we get into the early and mid-afternoon hours, what happens, our northwest snow disappears. All the moisture is down here to the south of the city, and this is where we're likely to see the bigger amounts of snow, 1 to 3 inches or so, say south of LaGrange, Griffin, Covington, Atlanta, going down toward Thomaston, Macon, Eatonton, and then moving eastward. It might actually even get heavier out I-20 going on toward Augusta, because the storm might get more wound up. Stronger low pressure developing south of South Carolina in the Atlantic Ocean tomorrow afternoon or evening. Once we get late in the afternoon, we're going to notice that the snow just continues to move south and then eventually past our area, past middle Georgia, and moving on away very quickly. And what's left 5 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday, a little bit still in eastern parts of North Carolina, maybe Virginia, and coastal South Carolina, and that's going to be pretty much it. All right, what about the snow amounts? It's still a highly variable forecast, but we've picked the one that's sort of in the middle of the extremes, very little to a lot, and this is the RPM model, which shows a tenth to maybe half inch of snow in the far north and northwest parts of the state. And as we go through the afternoon hours down to our south, there may not be that much in Atlanta per se, but down to our south we could see anywhere from 1 to 2 or 2.5 inches and more in this blue area toward Augusta and Columbia, and especially as we go through the evening hours. Our snow is over after 8 or 10 o'clock in the evening, but this continues, and it becomes
It all misses Atlanta.
In the eastern part, especially North Carolina, where this is true. These pink amounts are greater than 12 inches of snow there, but a large area of 6 inches or more. So how we see it is generally a dusting over parts of the north, then 1 to 2 inches south of the city, and getting into middle Georgia, the potential for 1 to 3 inches there, and maybe a little bit more going on toward the Augusta area. So flurries, snow, ice down in the far southern part of the state as we go through tomorrow and tomorrow night. Temperatures now, they are really falling in the north. 37 at Blue Ridge to 43 at Rome. We've come down to 51, 54 for Thomaston. It's beautiful across Atlanta. A little more light than we've seen the last few evenings. 51 degrees, dew point at 30, humidity 44%, northwest wind 14, and the barometer starting to rise. Today we got up to 61 after 45. Don't look for it to be that warm until this weekend, 9 above average. Sun is up at 7:37. It goes down at 6:05 tomorrow. So our forecast looks like this. Tonight, the clouds start to roll in. Windy and colder. 22 to 28 by morning. Big change. To have the kids ready for that cold weather tomorrow and the possible snow. 35 in the afternoon. Snow flurries north. More significant snow south of the city. 32 to 38 degrees. Start to AccuWeather 7-day forecast. That's all going to be ending tomorrow evening. We'll see what's left over on the roads tomorrow night and Wednesday morning. 17 to 38, 18 to 45 Thursday. Then we should get up to the 50s Friday, 60 Saturday and Sunday with a small chance of rain. We'll be back. Final look at the weather coming up in a few minutes.